So good afternoon. This is Black Friday, Does It Still Exist by JRosenberg. Today I'm going to talk to you about different aspects of Black Friday. I'm going to go over what started Black Friday, some of the history behind Black Friday. I'm going to go over a little bit of what Black Friday is today, how it's changed from the past and what it is today. I'm going to go over current spending trends and some of the spending from the past, a little bit of statistics from 2018 on the spending. I'm going to briefly talk about some of the popular items that are sought after each year. And then I'm going to talk about the deals and are they really the best deals of the year? And then I'm going to finish with why do people continue to shop Black Friday sales? So let's begin with the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. It was inspired by Canada's Eaton's department store parade that actually debuted in Canada in 1905. Macy's department store was having success in the 1920s and wanted to celebrate that success. So they thought of what was known back then as a Christmas parade, which debuted in 1924. With this parade, they wanted to bring the shopping spirit. They wanted to make that connection of the shopping holiday season, and they wanted to encourage it. So throughout the parade, there were actually advertising and such like that to bring on that shopping spirit and encourage the shopping. One important thing with Macy's is they actually did have an agreement that they wouldn't open until the day after Thanksgiving, which was important to the culture of that time. So looking at a little bit of the history since it debuted in 1925, there was some confusion on when Thanksgiving would fall each year. And from this confusion, the retailers really pushed for Congress to declare Thanksgiving a specific day of the year. So in 1941, Congress declared Thanksgiving as the fourth Thursday of November. In the 1950s, there was a negative connotation associated with Black Friday. The Philly police referred to the day after Thanksgiving as a day of chaos, and this chaos was due to the tourists and shoppers that were flooding the stores before the famous Army-Navy football game. And with Black Friday and the football game, employers were beginning to see that employees were starting to call in sick so that they could have that 3-day weekend, Thanksgiving, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday would be that extended weekend. So anyways, in 1961, retailers were trying to get rid of that negative connotation because they wanted to encourage more shopping. So they tried to rename Black Friday as Big Friday. However, that didn't work. For whatever reason, Black Friday was just sticking. In 1966, the name Black Friday was actually declared and was printed. And lastly, in the 1980s, Black Friday was starting to be reestablished with that positive connotation. It was more about the profits that the retailers were now seeing and less about that negative chaos that had been seen in the past. So looking at some of the spending in the past, we have that half of the holiday shopping used to be done on Black Friday. So people would go out on Black Friday and really try to get as much of their holiday shopping done. Each year since it started being tracked in 1992, they had seen an increase in sales. However, 2008 was the first year that spending dropped. And another thing that was going on in the past that's a little bit different now, still a little bit there, but not as much. In order to get that best deal on Black Friday, people were beginning to camp out the night before or even a few days before. So much like the picture on the left-hand side, people were in their tents trying, to form those lines to get in there to be the first one to get that TV or get that watch or phone or whatever was the big ticket item for that year. So modern day Black Friday is a little bit different. It's not as intense as it used to be, in my opinion. So since the 1980s, the amount of shopping days has gone from just Black Friday to include the whole weekend, with some stores even now beginning to open on Thanksgiving Day. And because of all the shopping and profit that the retailers were beginning to see, it actually spawned other retail shopping days like Small Business Saturday or Sunday and Cyber Monday. So that's what created and extended that shopping holiday from just one day into multiple days. So modern day Friday, Black Friday, the amount of days to shop has gone up. There's new retail holidays that were created from Black Friday, and that negative connotation is now gone. So looking at some of the shopping trends that we're seeing now today in the past few years, retailers are going back to having limited hours or not opening until 12 a.m. This was kind of a big thing last year. I want to say last year was maybe the first or second year that stores were actually open on Thanksgiving Day. So it kind of created a little bit of hubbub and controversy. So now they're starting to go back to not being open on Thanksgiving Day, or at least some of them are. Not all the stores, but some of them. You are actually now seeing more online shopping and less in-store shopping. More online shopping is being done, and people are trying to set up to buy online and then pick up in the store. So some of that foot movement that you're seeing in the stores is actually people who have already bought that item online but are now picking up in the store. So with online shopping, mobile devices are actually increasing that convenience. So you're seeing more and more shopping, and it's more than just the browsing. They're actually purchasing on their mobile devices now. And because of the convenience of that online shopping and the mobile devices, people are beginning to camp out less because it's not necessarily needed in order to get that best deal that you're seeing on Black Friday. I mentioned I would go over, some of the statistics from last year, from 2018. So looking at 80 of the top 100 retailers, they found that last year, online sales on Thanksgiving Day reached 3.7 billion. Black Friday online sales were at 6.2 billion, and Cyber Monday online sales were at $7.9 billion. With Cyber Monday, it actually was the biggest sales day of the year. And Amazon even said that Cyber Monday was bigger than their Prime Day. So part of this Black Friday shopping is getting the deal, getting that best deal. So when we're looking at getting this deal, we want, as a consumer, to get the best quality at the best price. And for a seller, they're wanting to make the most money possible. So there has to be that common ground so that everybody can feel that they're getting that best deal or they're making the most money possible. So when we look at that, we need to think about 3 important consumer rights that are going to help us get that best deal and feel like we are getting that best deal. The first one is right to choice. So right to choice is the access to the variety of the competitive prices. So, we're looking at, a certain item and what it costs at Walmart versus what it costs at Target versus what it costs at Kohl's versus what it's going to cost on Amazon.com. Secondly, it's the right to information. So we want to get that accurate and adequate information. And once we've gotten this information, we're able to make that better choice when we're purchasing. And lastly, we want to think about the right to consumer education. So we want to make sure that we are continuing learning about purchasing, about consumerism, about the reason why, certain prices are what they are. So diving into some of the popular items, each year, popular items sought out are televisions, computers, other electronics such as, whatever the biggest gaming system is for that year. And then of course, toys, because it is the beginning of the holiday shopping season. However, Black Friday is now not necessarily the best time to buy certain items. There are now 15 other major shopping days that happen throughout the year. So when we look at each month has different items that have the best deal. So I'll break it down for you. So in January, the best deal is for winter clothing, linens, and towels. In February, TVs and jewelry are actually a good deal. March, cruises and ski gear are the best deal. In April, home goods, appliances, and spring formal wear are found to be the best deal. In May, you want to look at getting your spring clothing and appliances. In June, Caribbean getaways and restaurant gift cards are actually a better deal than they are on Black Friday. In July, tech items and furniture are a good deal. Looking at August, you're wanting to get your summer clothing, your swimwear, school supplies, and laptops. In September, the best thing to buy is your outdoor furniture and your grills. October, you're looking at your older iPhones having a better deal than it would be on Black Friday, and then Halloween items also. In November, it's TVs, electronics, and beauty items. And then lastly, in December, toys and travel are generally on sale and have better deals than they do on Black Friday. So when we're looking at Black Friday, you think about, people bombarding the stores, much like the picture on the right-hand side. There's a story about people standing up against, I think it was an old commercial, with their hands on the glass door saying, open, 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 waiting to get that first deal, that best deal, being the first in line. So we have to look at the psychology behind Black Friday. What is causing people to go out and do all this shopping on this special weekend? So the first thing that we look at is family tradition. A lot of times families are going shopping together, and it's creating that time to do bonding and make connections and talk about what's been going on, catch up on, stuff that happened in the year. When you're looking at certain items and you're standing in line, you're actually creating that sense of community because you're talking about that item that maybe the person in front of you has also. And you're talking about that deal and how you're both happy that, you were able to get that item before somebody else did. Thirdly, you're creating a collectible experience. And what that is the item that you're purchasing is becoming attached with a feeling or a memory from that experience. The competition is also a big driving force of people wanting to go out and do the shopping. So it's the thrill of the crowds, the getting that item at the best price. And for some, it's doing the strategy, mapping it out, that creates that competition. And then lastly, the primal, urge to go shopping. So it's that need for the instant gratification, and that's triggered by that thrill of going out and finding that best deal or finding that item that, somebody else couldn't do. So I wanted to go over a little bit of what Black Friday is for me. So my Black Friday is not like the picture in the left-hand side, although it has been in the past. Black Friday for me is I'm doing the research, I'm mapping out where I want to go shopping. So I'll look and see if an item is cheaper at Walmart or at Target, or maybe it's a doorbuster. So if it's a doorbuster, I know that I need to get there, at midnight or at 3 o'clock or whenever that doorbuster sale starts. It's a time for me to go out and go shopping with my family. It's typically my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, and myself. Sometimes we'll go out right after Thanksgiving dinner. Sometimes we'll wait till midnight. There have been years where, we've waited until, 9 o'clock in the morning. Last year we went, I want to say about 8 o'clock after Thanksgiving dinner. And I was actually floored at some of the deals that I got, thinking that they would for sure be gone by the time that we reached out. So my Black Friday is that list of what I want and where it is and what time I need to be there in order to get it if I want that deal. And if I can purchase it online, I'm going to purchase it online. And I actually last year found that there were some deals that were better online, some things that weren't offered online that were going to be sold in the store, and then having that ability to purchase it online and pick up in the store. So you didn't have to stand in those lines, but you still got that deal. And then I want to make sure that I know that I don't have to rush to a deal. There's nothing that I need that bad, and I don't want to be in a hurry. I want to be patient. I want to take my time. I want to enjoy the experience. So lastly, when you look at Black Friday and everything combined, there are 3 things that I think we need to remember. 1, do your research. Find out what's on sale, if it's the best time to buy it. Get your information about that item. That way you're making sure that you're buying what you want, that you're getting all the information that you need for that item. So you're making that educated decision to purchase that item. You need to remember that it may not be the best time of year to buy that item. There are other times throughout the year that maybe a TV is cheaper, a piece of jewelry is cheaper, maybe a laptop is cheaper. And then the last thing to remember is there will always be another sale. So if you don't get that item, it's okay. There will be another time to get that item. So that is Black Friday, Does It Still Exist? By Julie Rosenberg. Thank you for listening. The following 2 slides are my references.